So in writing the score, I kind of approached it in two ways. I was looking at the musical element and then the text as well, something that would kind of work with that. So musically, I was looking for different ways to approach both the physical aspect of the sea and also the emotional terrain that the piece was going to represent. So in two of the movements I use a round, which uses 4 layers of melody which sit over each other in different ways. In terms of the text, I wanted to use something from the First World War, looking through poems from the time, and I found 2 poems by female writers which I thought really kind of worked on 2 levels. There was Harvest Moon, which I thought kind of worked in quite a physical way, really, the way it described the sea and the changes in mood, and it kind of really lent itself to the music. Also the other poem by a local poet, and that was more about the emotional kind of angle of it, and it was written from the perspective of a woman who has lost somebody in the war.
We've got over 100 singers working on the Lachrymose project, and they're mostly non-professional singers. They've been drawn from all across Kent. We've been very lucky in that we've had a couple of choirs that have been major contributors in terms of the participant numbers. But I think what's been really quite amazing from my side is seeing how many individuals that aren't affiliated with any choir who've been willing to give up their time each weekend. And we'll have to say the rehearsals have been really long and quite arduous, but have been willing to come and join in this, not knowing anyone else, but actually using the process as a way of singing, obviously, but also getting to know other people.
Both the people who've participated and the audience, I know for the singers there's quite a lot of people who've never sung kind of a new piece before, or a piece by a living composer, so I think contemporary music is a little bit more in reach than it might have previously felt, and something that they are a part of and that they can be involved with. From previous work, I'm used to kind of working with kind of temporary communities. That's part of the fun of it for me, is bringing people together who are just really interested and keen and just enjoy making music with other people. And of most of the projects I've worked on, this has been the hardest I've pushed a group like that in terms of really working on some quite difficult material. It's been amazing, really. We've been through the stage of suspicion and worry on their part, I think, of what are we letting ourselves in for, but then we've got to a point where they've really stepped up to the challenge. It sounds amazing, and we can see where it's meant to be, and we can do it, and there's that kind of excitement of really feeling that we've achieved something together.
I've had a great time working both with John, the composer, and the participants, who have been, frankly, a real joy, seeing their movement, if you like, from maybe a bit nervous through the whole panoply of starting to get to grips with music, and then finding that they were absolutely loving what they were doing and how they were doing it and what they wanted to communicate. It's been brilliant. I'm sitting here at the moment looking out across a beautiful seascape, and I think that's certainly at the very beginning of this process, in terms of thinking about what the commission should be and what some of the themes might be. That's been a massive inspiration. My hope is that the piece gets picked up and is performed across a number of venues next year. It's an incredible piece for any choir to take on. It's very accessible, and I think in terms of an audience experience, it's unusual as well. It's a wonderful way to depict the landscape of memory.